So as you mentioned, forecasting is one of the challenges, and it's tough for us to account for all the different scenarios and whatnot. But this is something that we found is helpful for our customers, right? As a starting point, we try to make these templates as simple as possible. Um, and what you're seeing in front of you is using the underlying data that you're seeing in these tabs here, right? With these more complex templates, you're going to see a
Mm.
lot of different tabs because it has that level of granularity. We're pulling the budget versus actuals, the P&L statement, the balance sheet.
Oh, I love that chart there. Income versus burn rate.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
Especially for SaaS
Yep.
companies. Yep.
What's the runway model? I see that on the left tab, runway model. Oh, wow. So this is a really detailed scenario analysis.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
you can specify percentages, conservative, base, optimistic in terms of growth rate, your starting MRR, your starting cash, and then you get to see where do you run out of cash.
Yeah, and I think that some of these things to be transparent, I'm less familiar on, and so but they were
Yeah.
built by people who are ex bankers or ex PwC consultants, right? And
Yeah.
so all these different types of things we try to account for, but you'll see that these formulas, well, not these, but some of these formulas can get a little bit intricate,
I
but
bet.
that's
Yeah.
where our customer success team
Oh.
kind of comes into play.
Yeah. No, I mean, oh, yeah, there we go. You got a big, hairy one there. Um, yeah, no, this is so valuable. Just as having a starting point and then having the live data link up to it. Because if you're advising software startups, then their burn rate, their runway, like those are the two most important things to keep tabs on. And if you can do that for them with live data from their QuickBooks file,
That's
you
right.
become really valuable as an advisor.
That's right, exactly, right? And I think the beauty of it is sometimes the simplicity of it, right? LiveFlow,
Hmm.
if you have a client and you say, I built this model, just share it's a Google spreadsheet too, right? So
Yeah.
you could share it, and if they have questions, of course, it depends on how you want to handle that relationship, and if you want them to have consistent access. But the point is you have that ability.
And I think the really big differentiator for me is that with most of these um, forecasting tools, you can't take your existing model and just plug it in.
Yeah,
Whereas with LiveFlow, if you have an existing spreadsheet model that you really like, that you use, but you're just
yeah,
tired of updating it manually for every client, you can simply use LiveFlow to bridge that gap and connect the data.